Hi everyone. So this is going to be quick, but I did want to do a challenge update. I will be doing a full reading recap for, I don't know, what month are we in? For April, shortly, but I wanted to do the challenge update as well, since I know I'm doing so many. So I finally hit 50 of the Read What You Own, so I'm halfway through. Feel like I'm doing a good job. It's slower, like I've said, it's slower than I would necessarily like, but what I did was I allow myself to read, ARCs or library books, or, things from Kindle Unlimited, that I can access without spending money necessarily. I mean, I guess I pay for my Kindle Unlimited membership, but the idea being that I'm not buying books, and I've been good at that. But I also know that, if I was, if I really, really want to read something that is not accessible, that I don't currently own, and I don't have the option to get it from the library, put it on hold at the library, or, I may end up getting frustrated. So while I've been reading predominantly out of books I own or ARCs, I at least have that option. So, but I finally hit the 50 mark, so I feel like that's pretty good. And we're not even halfway through the year, so that's awesome. We're about almost halfway, but so I do feel like that will allow me to buy books probably come fall. But what's nice is I shouldn't be buying too many books in the fall because Christmas will be coming. So that will probably be a good year for not spending money on books, which is good because I need to clear my house of the ones I have. And I've said before, I had already pre-ordered a handful of books. They are the new Stephen King, which is not actually for me, it's for Sir Chonk. The new Ruth Ware, the new Lucy Foley, and the new Riley Sagar. So I will have those 3 books coming, and then the one for Sir Chonk. But I ordered those at the end of last year. So those are the only things that I will be getting that are kind of new books. So anyway, so moving on to the Bookish Drummer Challenge. I have 4 left, which is great. They are, I believe, okay, so it's a book that someone in the Discord channel has DNF'd or given a low rating. So I have a handful of picks for that. I've tried on a couple, but I kind of agree with those ratings. So I haven't been able to find one that I've, really been able to connect with. Actually, I tried on one, to be honest. And that was something I just didn't end up finishing. So the next one is a pet pick, which is really just me being lazy. I just need to put the books in front of my cat. So I could probably just do that in May with whatever is on my TBR and then just have him pick one. So I'll probably do that. If not in May, I'll definitely be doing that in June. And then one is a book that is a short story collection, and I don't read a lot of short story collections. So this one's kind of going to be a challenge. Maybe I'll read the new Stephen King. But I am definitely going to read The October Country in October this year. So if I don't get to one before then, I'll have that. And I forget what the 4th one. Oh, the 4th is something on somebody else's TBR on a YouTube video. And I'm terrible at remembering to write down what other people have said. So I think once that's the only thing left, I'll probably just kind of watch some TBRs and be like, that's what I'm reading this month. Just to kind of, so I don't have to constantly try to remember what people had. And then for the 52 book club for the 2024 challenge, I have 7 books left, and Sir Chonk got me the 2023 challenge journal. So when I finish that, I'm going to probably start that as well. And he had also got me a challenge book this year. So I'll probably over the summer start those challenges. So for the 52 book club, what I have left are, I'm just trying to pull up the list. Okay, so my list is a book set in a landlocked country, which I just have to that's so specific. I just have to go and try to figure out which ones are in a landlocked country. A palindrome on the cover, which I'm going to probably get to in May with Little Eve. set during a holiday you don't celebrate. And so I have to kind of research, because I've been hoping like I'd stumble across something, but I haven't really. So I'm kind of looking for something either that celebrates, I don't know, either, I guess, Hanukkah or, I guess one of the Asian holidays, or, I might even I think like Still Life might be during Canadian Thanksgiving. So I don't know, something like that. I mean, I guess I could probably read something that was set like during the 4th of July, because I don't really celebrate it, but I'm trying to look for something that's like maybe something that, is a little different. I guess worst case, I could just read V for Vendetta if I get to that point. So, since I don't personally celebrate Guy Fawkes Day, one that includes a wedding. And again, I just haven't technically gotten there yet. So I'm sure I will at some point get to something that has a wedding, featuring Indigenous culture. I've tried on a couple things. And I mean, actually they've had Indigenous culture in them, but I found like it's not portrayed the best, and I don't really want to count something where I feel like I read the Cormac McCarthy book, I don't know, the one everyone likes, Blood Meridian, but I mean, basically it's horrible, and they're just like murdering a bunch of Native Americans, so I probably don't want to include that, because I don't think it's like featuring them in a positive way. So I think I want to wait and try to read something that's more positive, or at least more about their culture, not just like, the white man coming and killing them all. And then the last one is a musical instrument on the cover, which I'll probably get to in May, because Dungeons and Drama has a musical instrument on the cover, so I'll probably use that. So doing pretty well with that. So obviously those both have 52, and I'm down to 4 and 7. So yeah, I mean, clearly I have lots of time left, but as I mentioned, I think earlier in the month, I'm not going to continue with the banned book challenge, not because I'm not going to read banned books. I mean, I'll still keep reading them. I may do something during banned book week, just in general, kind of talking about some of my favorite banned books or something along those lines. But my challenge with it is that every single one of my videos feels like it's me being like, don't ban books, that's terrible. And then I can't defend why any book is banned. And so I just feel like I'm just kind of like, here's a book, it's banned, it shouldn't be. And then there's always somebody who's like, well, parents, I'm like, no. So I don't like the arguments, and, I'm happy to disagree with you on a book. Like, oh, you like this book, I don't like it, or I like it and you don't like it. And we're talking about it from like a literature kind of debate, what we like, what we don't, characters are annoying, characters aren't annoying. That's fine, but I can't have a rational conversation with someone who's like, I don't want my kids to know about gay people. Like, if you don't like gay people, we are probably not going to get along. Like, that's just not something I'm down with, and like, I just can't. So, books that are like talking about feminism, or books that are talking about LGBTQ issues, or books that are dealing with, systemic racism. And when people are offended by that, I'm like, I can't have that argument with you, because that's just so beyond, like, I can't have a discussion about it, because it's just, it completely conflicts with my personal, like, morals and values. So that said, it's really hard, because I'm just really, really vehemently opposed to book banning. And, again, that probably comes from a lifelong love of reading, plus like the English major, plus working with books. Like, I've never been able to get behind it. I can't rationalize it. I can't approve of it. Even books I hate, like, I just think I'd rather have it out there, even if it's offensive, than start opening that door. So that's why I'm not doing it. Not because, like, I don't want to ever disagree on a book. I mean, we can easily disagree on a book. It's more just like it starts to step into things that, like, I don't know how to have those conversations. Because, like, from my perspective, like, if somebody says, like, oh, I don't want my kid exposed to, like, the concepts of homosexuality, I'm just sort of like, but that's a thing. So too bad. you know, and that, you know, I can't get there. So, all right. So the other challenges for my personal 24 for 24, I am down to, I think 8. So doing pretty well there. So that's 2/3 done. And, we're not even halfway through the year. So, of course, I do have some big chunky ones. I have Watership Down, Guns, Germs, and Steel, and Fire and Blood. So those are probably going to take a bit. And I will say I'm moving into June because I'm doing the Readathon in May, and I just did the Readathon in April. I think in June I'm going to just kind of have a very, like, short TBR, and we'll just sort of, and if I want to read other things, great, but I think June might be my month to, like, catch up on TV and movies and stuff, and, like, kind of take a little bit of a break and maybe read a little slower, just to sort of, you know, I feel like it might be doing too much, because sometimes I find myself, like, hating everything. So, and then in the Sir Chonk Swap, he still only has to read House of Leaves, which he's not going to do until after the middle of June when he gets out of school. And I still have 3, and I'm still making my way through Lord of the Rings. That's going to take me all year because I do not enjoy it. He knows I don't enjoy it. I'd already read Fellowship. So, like, I don't really know why he gave me the second 2. I didn't really like that one. So I'm just reading the next 2 just to make him happy. But I don't enjoy them. So, it's taking me forever. Cavalier and Clay, which I expect to like, and I may even start that in June. If not, I'll definitely be doing that in the fall. And then Moby Dick, which, I don't know, we'll see. I do like a lot of classics, but it's very intimidating, so we'll see if I like it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with all my challenges. I think that's all my challenges. And then I have the read what you own, or read your bookshelf challenge. That's like just 1 book a month. And so, I've been consistently reading along that. What I haven't read, I'm trying to think, I gotta go through them. Like, so I read, I know I've mentioned this in other months, but I had read the first few months, and then April was, you could do either the Anna Green Gables or Sherlock Holmes path, because it was read a character with red hair, main character, and Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell has a main character with red hair. So going into May, my option is on the Anna Green Gables path would be a book by a favorite author, and I have a couple on my list that are authors I like. And then for the Sherlock Holmes path, it's a book by a new to you author, and I have several books that I haven't read the author before, so I'll be able to kind of either go to either one, possibly even both. And then when I get to June, I have to decide. So Anna Green Gables, if I decide to go that way, would be a poetry book. And if I go Doyle, it would be science fiction or fantasy, which I don't really like very much. So we'll see. Although I guess if I do Fire and Blood in June, that would work. And then when we get to July, we're crossing over again. And that's a short story collection. So that actually could count for my Bookish Drummer Challenge. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, I guess I'll be back shortly, like I said, with my thoughts on everything I read in the month of April, which was 21 books. And I had a pretty big slump towards the end because I just really didn't like a few things. And so I'll go through that and kind of talk about, how, so it was kind of frustrating. But what was good is I had one book that I basically read all month, and having that to kind of go back to, because once I got like 10% in, I could tell I was going to love it. So I just kind of kept that going slowly throughout the month. And so I was able to end with that, and that makes me happy. So yeah, surprise. You'll find out what that is shortly. All right. Bye.